it's like when you go to the doctor, at least here in the States. You don't go to the doctor when you're well, only when you're sick, and for many people, only when you're very sick. You either can't afford it or you can't bother. It may be too hard to try to get well until it's very late in the game, but often it gets to be too late. That's what it's like for many people in their relationships. They drag on, not repairing or working on it until it is totally fried, broken, cracked, slipped. That's what it's like for a lot of the world. Countries fry, break, crack, slip, and no one here in the U.S. takes notice. People want to care more about useless celebrities who don't do anything of merit other than be famous. Relief arrives only after the worst of it.
And I came home from work on a Saturday, and I walked through the door and handed her a bouquet of flowers, and she started crying. I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "I'm moving out. I'm getting an apartment again." First time she was gone for a year and a half. This time she moved 4 blocks the other direction, was gone for a year, a solid year, lived her life. Again, we made up and she came back. I had told her, if you want to leave again, next time you're going to leave, it's going to be with divorce papers. Well, one thing led to the other. She wasn't happy. I think 2 weeks after she moved back the second time, we said, "Why did you bother? You're miserable."
Helpless awe was the more prevalent emotion. TV images of shocked vacationers running before surging floods on seacoasts from Thailand to Sri Lanka were followed by scenes of utter devastation in the remote outreaches of the Indonesian archipelago, known as the Ring of Fire for its deadly seismic history. Slowly, the rest of the world realized the magnitude of the disaster, and the Bush administration, perhaps a little too slowly. There was a single tragedy repeated over and over again. It was the failure to act, usually the inability to act, until it was too late.
We grew in separate directions. We started at 18 years old, moving in together. We grew apart just about in every way possible. And you grow apart emotionally, and you grow apart physically, and your goals are different, and they don't include the other person.
In the Iliad, Homer's tale of the Trojan War, Poseidon comes rising up out of the sea to save the Greeks from the Trojans. At the last moment, when the Greeks are being slaughtered and they are about to lose, he goes to them and puts courage and fighting spirit into their heart and speed into their flashing bronze. But why does he wait until they have almost lost? What good does it do to wait until then? What makes him wait until it is almost the end for the Greeks? Why hadn't he helped them before that? Couldn't their situation have been improved with his assistance all along? Would they have been better off? Could Poseidon have saved the lives of countless Greeks by arriving well before the battle had even begun?
What could we have done to prevent this? I tell you, if I really knew, I would have prevented it. The best times of my life were spent with my ex-wife. The most fun, the most loving, the most caring, the most gentle, the most sincere, the most of everything. And the worst of everything. I don't think it could have been prevented. No, we went to therapy for years. We had our worst fights after sessions. Some things are better left unsaid. I don't care if there's an impartial person in the room or not. You really can't reveal everything as honest and bluntly as you think you can and not hurt somebody's feelings. But your question, nothing could have changed it. I think it was inevitable. It's just two different people. Had a common goal and a common life for a long time, but grew apart. The old story, irreconcilable differences. You know, it's like a death.
does the relief come in? When it hits the fan, and I mean really hits the fan, how could there possibly be relief? One way is to shift the suffering. When one part of your life is crumbled and finally destroyed completely, a new part must be tended to and focused on.
It's given me some sort of a relief I can't explain. It's taken away so much daily stress and turmoil and strife and hurt and emotional pain. It's gone that way. And I don't have that anymore. I don't have that resentment for anyone. I don't have conflict. The relief, absence is better than what it was. So that's how it's changed. I think it's given everybody a better look at themselves, their lives, and which direction they want their lives to go to.